Hi, Dr. Robinson. I'm Jerome Benthal. This is my audience for my persuasive video, Legalization of Marijuana, Yes or No. Today, marijuana, cannabis sativa, scientifically and/or reefer streetwise is as common in our homes, schools, and workplaces literally as a common cold. As of today, it has been legalized in at least half of the United States in its medical form, and the issue continues to grow potentially. The question as to whether marijuana should be legalized continues to spread like a pandemic, with so many states now reaping the benefits of increased retail sales and tax revenue. From legalizing marijuana, Congress is thinking twice about opting in favor of legalizing marijuana. In this video synopsis, I will elaborate on the positive purposes and/or uses of legalized marijuana, its legal benefits in states, and the overall economic benefits. In the past, decades ago, when marijuana was addressed, it was always associated with negative aspects, usually being bought or sold streetwise or existing within the custody of minors under 21 years in our school systems. Today, however, marijuana has done a 360-degree turn and is being produced on farms and in labs medicinally to control intractable pain and chronic diseases, to increase appetite in HIV and cancer patients, to improving breathing in patients with severe restrictive lung disease and lung cancer. For example, 2 U.S. states, Colorado and Washington, voted in November 2012 to drop their long-standing ban in full, while 14 other states have either reauthorized its use in medicine, decriminalized its recreational use, i.e. not incarcerating people for possessing or using it. Surprisingly, more movements over the past 30 years throughout the globe, and surveys find that a majority in the United States agree that marijuana should be legal. Over 4 decades ago, from 1969 through 2013, a national survey finds that 52% favors legalizing marijuana, while 45% say no. Astonishingly, since the surge of legalization of marijuana is in greater than 25 of the United States, crimes associated with the cultivation, possession, sale, and use of marijuana have been down. For example, there are more states in which marijuana is legalized medicinally than recreationally in the United States, whereas currently there are 26 in the United States where marijuana is both legalized and decriminalized. In addition, our country spends $68 billion a year on its prisons, 1/3 of which are in prison for nonviolent drug crimes, about 1/2 of the criminals being marijuana offenders, equaling 1/6 of our country's prisoners in jail for marijuana-related crimes. Finally, legalizing marijuana in all 50 states would mean spreading a whopping $11.3 million less per year per state on maintenance of incarceration. Overall, statistically, we can see how legalizing marijuana in at least 1/2 of the U.S. has aided them not only medicinally but beneficially as well for tax revenue, retail sales, and increased employment in its production and cultivation. For example, Colorado and Washington State has collected hundreds of millions in the tax revenues and sales from legalizing and decriminalizing marijuana, and other states could stand to do so as well if marijuana was legalized. According to Gloucester, marijuana legalization would offer an important advantage over non-legalizing, allowing for 1. Legal distribution, 2. Taxation of cannabis, and 3. Decreasing costly law enforcement and incarceration expenses. Also on economist David Gloucester, the U.S. government would benefit from increased employment, taxation rates, decreased incarceration and/or enforcement costs, and add more drug rehabilitation programs, while statistically increasing the financial budget to $25,963,686,520. In retrospect, deciding whether or not to legalize marijuana or not will definitely be your political decision when the time comes. However, when weighing the medical, legal, and economic benefits of legalizing marijuana, the positive benefits of legalizing it by far outweighs the non-legalization in relation to personal and/or religious benefits held in certain states. Although a vast majority of Americans now favor legalization of marijuana, most Christians, according to Bailey, are still reluctant to favor legalization. Last but not least, we are left with the question, should marijuana be legalized, yes or no?